in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows, there's a man with a passion that everybody knows.
Howdy everybody, welcome to HT's EDC, coming at you from the back patio. And this is a special request for my brother Sean over at Watch City Knives. He's always saying, why do we love him. Sean loves Abby, and Abby's right down here on my left hand side, protecting us from harm this morning. But Sean's like, why do we never see the little fella? Why does Little Bit never get a cameo? Well, Sean, this one's for you. There is Little Bit. Huh? Check him out. Huh? All, I think 6.8. He was right at 7 pounds. Needs a haircut. Look at there. Can't even see him. We're slacking on the whole haircut thing right now. But Little Bear, we call him Little Bear a little bit. Technically it's Little Bit. I call him Little Bear. He is fixing to be 17 years old. He has got a lot of health problems. He is blind and just about completely deaf. And if you can see here, we have to put the little fella in some doggy diapers because he's kind of incontinent too, but he is hanging on. And this is my wife's, trust me when I say this, and you're gonna say, okay, HT, whatever. The bald, bearded guy would go before a Little Bit. That's just a fact. And I know it, touche, it is life. But anyway, Sean, this one's for you, buddy. Say hello. Little Bit says hello to the knife community. All right. And for the rest of you, there's Abs. She's in her spot. So there's that for the special little special edition for you dog lovers out there. Man, I can't talk. How are we gonna get through a knife video and I can't talk? We shall see. Maybe that was the missing touch. Since we've spent 2 minutes on doggy television here, you guys probably want to see a knife. And actually, I have got 4 of them today. I briefly showed you the other day one of the knives that my brother had bought me. I said I was putting a bow on it. I showed it the other day, one of the gifted knives my brother / best friend gifted me, and we found it on the day of my birthday when we went picking, pawn shopping and antique store shopping. This was one of the finds, and he found that, and he actually bought this one for me. And I told y'all then it completed a set. Well, I'm going to show you the complete set of the good old Case XX Shark series, and we're going to go one by one. Y'all want to start small or big? I'm going to answer my own question. Go big or go home. This is the big guy. Everything's big on this channel, large. So we're going to go from biggest down to smallest. And like I said, this is the one that completed the set. This is the shark's tooth in the original box. All the OG paperwork. The only thing this was missing was the OG sheath. So can't win them all. Still wasn't gonna pass this up. This is a 1979, and this is one I should have done a before and after a little restore thing on, because this thing pretty well looked like death warmed over. It had sat in that box forever. It was severely tarnished, but it cleaned up really good. And here we go. Check this out. This is the Big Daddy. And as you can see right there, it has an etching saying shark's tooth. Got the picture of the old shark. And folks, here's for me the star of the show with this knife. Look at these kind of bulbous handles where they swell out right here in the middle. Folks, I am telling you, this is an ergonomic dream. With the heft of this knife, which this thing is heavy. It is by far the heaviest. When I say this is the biggest knife, actually in length, the Hammerhead that's coming up, and I'd have to put them, I'll check that here in a minute. The Hammerhead, and it might actually be a little longer, or they're the same size as far as length. But this guy is thick, it is heavy, and it is a brute. Matter of fact, we'll do that real quick before we get in the Hammerhead, see if I'm crazy. They are, you know what? I'm not crazy. If you can see there on the left, that is the Hammerhead. So it beats it in length by what? An 1/8 of an inch. So, but this is the biggest knife. It's an 1/8 of an inch shorter than the Hammerhead, but it is a lot heavier because this is nothing. This is brass and bones here, folks. This thing is a tank. So, and this is the one I needed to complete the set. So, Shark's Tooth, 1979. Again, we're not, I'm gonna try to make this video not too long. Has a nice choke up choil on here. Finger, where you can get your index finger up here and do your smaller tasks with such a big heavy knife. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous clip point blade. Long nail pull here. HT has not yet, I know I'm slacking, I have not yet put a thumb disc. I have not yet even put a thumb disc on this one. You know it's coming. But anyway, this is probably the most comfortable, the most ergonomic out of the three. And actually, I'm going to show you 4 here today, and you'll see why in a minute. I said 4 instead of 3. There's 3 in the series for the Shark series. Shark's Tooth, Hammerhead, Mako. But I have a fourth knife. Figure it out here in a minute. I have a fourth knife I'm going to show you, and you're going to see how it comes into the fold too. But anyway, good old Case XX Shark's Tooth. If anybody's interested, I'll put them in the description. But this is the P197 L SSP is the model number. I'll show it to you real quick, and we will show you the date code and all the tang marking right here on this side. That is the Shark's Tooth. Next, and like I said, just ever so slightly longer, we have the Hammerhead. And in my particular variant, it has already, there would be a Hammerhead shark right here on this blade. It has been polished off, and that is a-okay with me because I'm not a huge etch fan. If it's on there, I'm not going to go, honestly, I'm not one of those that's going to just immediately get the knife and try to scrub, polish, and get it off. It is not that bad to me, but as I polish, I don't try to retain it either. As I polish and clean and sharpen or whatever, if it comes off, winner, chicken dinner. And as you can see, we have no etch on this one. And this, again, is the Hammerhead. Again, it has a forward finger choil up here because it is a look at it in hand. I've got a whole big bolster when I choke up on this choil out behind me. But I mean, folks, this thing is nimble and considerably lighter than the shark's tooth. And I'll show you mainly why here. Let's show these things side to side. Look how thick, even in the bolsters. The bolsters up here on this guy are thicker. It's thicker all the way down with the bulbous middle handle right there. And this guy is pretty much slim, tall, and trim all the way down. So it is a lot slimmer in hand. Not bad ergonomically. Doesn't have the ergos of this guy. This thing here is next level. Not bad. A lot slimmer, considerably lighter, and for all intents and purposes about the same length and overall size. Let's check out these blade lengths. Blade length for blade length, identical. So you 1/8 of an inch shorter overall for the big boy, for the tank, for the shark's tooth, 1/8 of an inch longer, considerably thinner, considerably lighter for the Hammerhead. And as you can see, we already have a thumb disc on this one, making it one hand openable. I won't try to flick it this morning because I'm sure I can't talk already. I'm sure I'm not going to be able to flick, but as you can see, you can always give it the good old rollout with that thumb stud. And as you can see, one hand openable. Moving on. And before I show you the little guy, I'm going to show you, I told you there was a fourth knife, and I have already done a video on this, but this is the case exchanger. And why am I adding the exchanger? Because the exchanger, and I'll get them side by side here, is a Hammerhead. Exchanger, Hammerhead. The exchanger model is the exact chassis of this, the Hammerhead. This was built off of this design. They took a Hammerhead, and made it interchangeable with interchanging blades, thus the exchanger, and came up with this. And as you can see on my exchanger, this one right now, we are rocking a drop point blade, but it comes with this handy dandy sheath, and I have 3 more blades inside. We'll quickly show them. Nice clip point. They call it a utility blade. Most everybody I know calls it the fillet knife, little fillet blade. Great for your brim, your bluegill, your small panfish. And lastly, they also give you a saw. Check that. Get it around there where it looks better for camera for y'all. Nice saw. I haven't tried it out yet, but I do believe it will be handy in the old deer woods. If you got that one nagging limb, none of the folks, this ain't a pole saw or something that's going to go cutting down stuff, you know, that diameter. But those pesky limbs that you missed with your pole saw, you get back to your deer stand, you say, doggone it, there's still one limb down there just hanging. And you know you hunters know what I'm talking about. When that one limb that you missed is there and you get in your deer stand, it drives you nuts. Because in fact, you want it perfect and open when that deer steps out. If you know, you know, and that you guys know that one little limb. You know what I'm talking about. Well, you could hop down probably after the deer hunt that morning and hop down on your way out, whip this out, saw, get that little booger out of the way. Very handy. Might even double as a bone saw. Haven't tried it. You guys with these exchangers, I'm new to the exchanger, so you hunters out there, if you've ever used this as a bone saw, drop it in the comments. Let me know. Tell me what you think. But anyway, that is the case exchanger. And I added this in here because, like I say, it's basically a hammerhead. It is a hammerhead that exchanges. So, there we go. And last but not least, do not forget the little guy. We have the case Mako. And folks, you guys know what my favorite knife, and I should have brought this out here for size reference. Why I never do, I don't know. But you guys know, if you've been watching this video more than my videos, more than about 5 of them, you have already seen a Buck 112, and you know my affinity for the Buck 112. I think it is the best, just the best, most ergonomic, all-around knife ever built on this planet. I know that's a mouthful, just my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. But I love me some 112. And I believe Case made the Mako. If I had it out here, you would see they're the same length. The blade shapes are really similar. Of course, you've got the little swooped up kind of sharks, you know, shark chassis, I guess, on these Case that makes it their own. But folks, I do believe that the Mako was inspired 100% by the popularity of the Buck 112. And honestly, if you love the Buck 112 like I do, you're gonna love a Mako, because it is almost identical in form and features. Yeah, I meld onto this knife very nicely. But let's just go ahead and show you the knife before I start showing me grab it. But anyway, as you can see, we have an old Mako, if I can get it right. We got the old Mako shark swimming around right up here. He's a little faded because we've polished a few times. But again, this is the smallest. Always does better in my left hand for you guys. I should know that. But it is the smallest in the shark lineup. And if you like a 112, you're going to like a Mako. This will definitely be the easiest to carry, lightest, you know, smallest real estate that's going to take up in your pocket or a sheath. Very nimble. It doesn't have a finger choil like some of the big boys do, but it's small enough. I mean, you're up, see right now with this, you're up close and personal just by the overall length. They left off, and you can, they've got a little spot right here. It's not a finger choil, but you can, you know, responsibly put your finger up there if you need to, and even choke up a little on this. But you were pretty close to that blade on a knife this size, making this super nimble. It is not, and I repeat, not as comfortable as a 112. Do I like it? 100%. Do I love it? 100%. I love the Mako. It's not a 12. The 12 does beat it. There's nothing better, in my opinion, than the ergonomics of the Buck 112. So on ergonomics alone, if everything else was equal, which there is some other slight advantages that are kind of personal preference, like Boss Heat Treat on the Bucks. You know, this is the case, or the case is true sharp stainless. You know, they're house steel. I do like Buck stainless steel, the Boss Heat Treated 420. I will take that over Case True Sharp. Not that Case True Sharp's bad. I got cases full of this stuff, this blade steel, and it has served me well. I prefer slightly the blade steel of the 420 from Buck, and the ergos on the 112 do, in my hands, beat this. But this is very good ergonomically. When I'm telling you it beats it, you're talking about 1A and 1B. We're not talking about leaps and bounds. little thinner in my hand, considerably thinner than the Buck 112, and I like the full kind of bulbous handle. Just like I said, it's like a knife fairy came in my sleep and made the Buck 112. It just fits me like a glove, you know. Touche. But anyway, folks, this is the little guy. This is the Mako. That is the completed Case XX Shark Series from Shark's Tooth, from Hammerhead. Well, from Exchanger / Hammerhead to Hammerhead to Mako. Love it. I am stoked to have made to completed the collection on the old Shark series. Thank you guys for checking all those out. I know that was a bunch of blades. We're just over 20 minutes here. Not the worst thing in the world to try to go through 4 knives. Gonna shut up now. My talking was terrible today. Obviously, I need more of what's in this beautiful red cup today. Thank you guys for tuning in. I love each and every one of you. God bless. HT out.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see.